Oh, good morning. Welcome back to Zielonka Farming Simulator 22, the Premium Expansion. We're here in August 2. We just completed our potato harvest at the beginning of August, so now we're in mid-August. And it took a long time to do because the potato harvesters got such a narrow working width that it took us a long time to get it done. So probably a good part of the day. There was a little time left at the end of the day, but I figured we'd just keep moving along and begin the next episode here in mid-August. So we took 3 trailer loads full over to the potato processing plant. Well, I say 3 full. The first one wasn't exactly full. We got to one end of the field and it was just about full. So rather than start and stop again, I just took that one. And then we got a little bit left here in the trailer right now. So we'll take that over to the potato processing plant. We'll get the Fiat started up here and we'll take that over there. So kind of this episode's going to be a little strange, I guess. It's a little different for me the way I've got to put this one together. So I've got the new microphone, which we've been using for about a couple weeks now. Works really well. Just got to make sure that you got it on the right input device to use this microphone. Well, my son doesn't like it. He was gaming between the last recording session and this one. And so what he does is he unplugs the USB or the micro USB, whatever. He unplugs one of the cables on the microphone because it asks him, hey, who's using this microphone? So if he unplugs it, he doesn't see that, it doesn't bother him. I said, hey, you don't have to worry about that. Just go into settings and check what your microphone input is. But anyway, so he unplugged it again. This morning when I started my recording session, I went and I looked and I checked and I made sure that I was on the microphone and everything. But when I plugged in the cable, I don't know if I hit the volume or if he had turned the volume down. So I went through and I recorded like 3 hours of gameplay narrating as I went along. And the whole time the microphone wasn't picking anything up. More on that later because when I edited this, I put in a couple of screenshots of the 2 contracts we did. One on a canola field, one on a wheat field, yesterday after we got done with the potato harvest, because we're going to need a ton of money to be able to buy the potato processing plant. Because that's what we want to do. We want to put all these potatoes in here, and then we're going to double dip. We're going to sell the potatoes to the potato processing plant. And then the idea is to buy the potato processing plant and process the potatoes that we sold them and already got paid for into a product that we then turn around and sell again. So we're going to deliver the remainder of the potatoes here to the potato processing plant. And we get about just over 2,000 euros for it. So then we need to buy the potato processing plant, but it's not cheap and we don't have enough money for it. So to be able to do that, we're probably going to have to borrow some money, which I hate to do, but I think that's the only thing we can do. So let's see, the managed production site is by this store, I think. Yeah, this store here. And it's going to be 120,000 euros, and I don't have that much. So, I don't know. I need to borrow money to be able to buy it, but I don't want to borrow the money. But I'm gonna have to do it. I think, and I've found that I just have an aversion to borrowing the money, but I've found that you're probably better off you're probably better off with the interest isn't that bad. It's like, I don't know. Having the capital allows you to do things that you can't otherwise do, and it helps move the series along, or move the game along, keep it interesting, as opposed to just slogging and trying to earn money and slowly advancing. I do that on enough Let's Plays that maybe I don't need to do it on this one too, but I don't know. We're gonna go get started on the red beet harvest. This is a little challenging because I went through this whole thing narrating as I went along, and I'm trying to remember what I talked about and trying to put it in here, and then I'm also trying to watch the screen, which is across the room, and because I'm doing an overdub, it's split screen, and it's so small I can't hardly even see it, and I'm not sure what's going to happen next, although I did do it a while back. I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, so I don't know how they do this. When I first started producing my videos, a couple years ago is when I first started trying to make the recordings and stuff, and I experimented with trying to just narrate as you go along, or to try and come back later and overdub it. And for me, I think it's easier to narrate as I go along. I know other YouTubers do it differently. I think Dagger, when comes back and narrates or puts the audio track on afterwards, you know he does on survival roleplay, I think. You know, because he's got the different voice actors and everything. I think that's how they do animations, right? Like Pixar and Disney or whatever. I think well, I don't know what they do. Because how do they get the mouths to match what the voice actor later does? You know, I'm thinking of like Toy Story and Woody and Tom Hanks, you know. How do you do that? I don't know. Much more creative people than I am. So anyway, we got the red beet field here. I went and I think a glass of the parsnip field. I'm sitting here talking about something else. Don't know what's going on the screen. It's madness. It's madness. This is why it doesn't work for me. So we're going to grab the Zetor crystal and the harvester here, and we're going to get started on the red beet harvest. So we'll get started up. We'll hook up the harvester here, and it's a it's not really a trail when it lifts it and then it drops it down. It does have wheels. It helps support it when it's actually doing the harvesting. So let's get it over here and into the field. And I'm trying to figure out what button opens the conveyor. It's like pipe out, right? There we go. That's it. So how high do we need it? Let's see. Look at the trailer here. Right about there. Nope, too low. Up there, and then we'll just flatten the top out so it dumps in. That looks good. Right there. So we'll get in the field here. Now this is, I think I parked the tractor a little too close. Maybe. This is just a single row. This is going to take a while. It's going to take a long time. I don't mind it so much though, but it is going to be slow. Let me try and get my heading correct here. We're going to be going essentially due west on a heading of 270. And then I got to move the trailer over, I think, to get started. So I'm gonna adjust this tractor here. And let me get under it there. hopefully I can get back in here before the worker gets past me, but I think that's probably easier said than done. So it's kind of narrow. Not sure how I'm gonna pull this off, but I'll hop in, I'll get him started and going, and then I'll hop out and get into my tractor and get going again. I don't know what I was talking about when I was standing there for a while when I originally recorded this. There we go. Let's get him started. I'm gonna hop out, get my tractor, and try and match his speed. He already got past me. There we go. So to make matters worse, this is taking me forever to make this episode, and it's really, I'm a little, I don't want to say miffed, disappointed, disgruntled, none of those things. They're just a little, it's taking longer than it needs to. So I went and I adjusted the microphone. I went through and I edited the video. And then I went to verify that the microphone was on properly. And then I was going to come back into SHAREfactory to do the overdub. But I mindlessly, when I came out of the settings, I went into Farming Simulator and started it without quitting and without having saved the project in SHAREfactory. So I lost that whole edit. And then I had to go back and do it again. So I've gone through and I've done this gameplay once. I've edited it once, and now I'm back here going through it again, trying to do the overdub. I didn't do the overdub during the edit, but I did do the editing and the time lapses and everything, and kind of had an idea how it was going to go, but then I had to go back and do all that over again. So this has been taking me, what, I'm looking over at the clock now, we're probably about 4.5 hours right now, close to 4, let's just call it 4 hours. Been at this for 4 hours, working on this episode with the gameplay, the editing, and coming back and doing the editing again. So if the episode's going to end up being about an hour long, and I'm going to overdub much of it, yeah, I'm going to spend, I'm going to probably spend 5-6 hours making this particular episode. Usually I think I spend maybe about 4 to 5. This one might be 6 or 7. I don't know. We'll see. So, Premium Expansion. I think a lot of people got tired of it fairly quickly, and I'm not tired of it. I guess I can see it a little bit, because that's what happened to me with the Platinum Expansion, and I don't really like doing the forestry that much. It's okay, and I kind of got into it for a little while with the Platinum Expansion, but it got old for me fairly quick, and I imagine that's kind of what happened to people on the Premium Expansion. They did the root crops, and they did everything, and it was like, okay, yeah, I'm over it. But I'm enjoying it. I think maybe it's whether you play with seasons on or not, or the seasonal growth on, because we've played it with the seasonal growth on. It's been a game year since last we were doing vegetable harvest, for the most part. Yeah, we were at the beginning of the harvest season again, I guess. So yeah, it was actually exactly a year ago that we started. We started in August, and for that on console, the first month is 1 day. You can't change that because change it to 3-day months. It doesn't take effect until the next month. So, yeah. Ooh, love the animation on this thing. Lifting carrot. These are red beets. Lifting the red beets up out of the ground, separating the vegetation from the top from the crop itself. It's pretty cool. Vegetation dropping out the back onto the field. I mean, it's good animation and everything. I enjoy it. Now, I'm probably gonna get sick of doing this one row at a time, and you probably will get sick of watching it one row at a time. But that's what we have. I don't mind it so much. I find it kind of relaxing to just do the work. You know, sometimes just doing the mowing, it's just kind of, you know, getting in the groove and working it. It's not bad. And somebody recommended that I consider getting the soup factory, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but we already delivered our potatoes into the potato processing plant, so I think that's the route that we're going to have to take just to make sure that we get the benefit of getting our potatoes, being able to do that double dipping. So that's the direction that we're going to go. And maybe soup factory down the line. I don't know if maybe we can maximize the capacity, what the preserved goods holds. If what we get off these fields is going to max it out, if we get more than what it could handle, certainly. But I don't think off of these fields we're going to get more than it can handle. So anyway, I can see that we need to start a time lapse here and keep this thing moving along. So let's look at doing that. And we'll get this trailer filled, and I'll see you on the other end. trailer filled with. Let me get the worker relieved here. We'll turn this off while we go empty the trailer. Don't need him sitting here charging us the whole time. It's going to take us a little bit to drive over there. A little bit of a challenge to try and kind of keep the tractor straight. I keep slipping in a little too close or maybe drifting out a little too far. One row at a time. It's kind of slow. It was a long bit of dance music we had to endure there for that time lapse. So we're going to take this over to the what do we call this production? The preserved foods production? Yeah, whatever. We're going to take it over to our production facility here. Deliver this trailer load of red beets, which is nice. This trailer is really nice because it doesn't max out the weight with like the potatoes and the red beets. So you get a whole trailer full, which is better than we were doing last year with our Claas trailer. I think it would max out, and certainly the welder would max out. So we can move quite a bit of product, quite a bit of crop with this trailer. So we'll get this in here. We'll dump it into the pit, into the production facility, and then we'll get started producing more red beets, preserved beetroot. So we'll unload. First trailer full, and then we'll get the production started up again. We're gonna have to move the telehandler and the trailer over here. Let's see, what do we got? The beetroot here it is on the bottom, and it looks like we've got most of a pallet produced, I think, already. So we should see a pallet pretty soon. We'll hop back in, and we'll head back down to the field and work on getting another trailer full. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure where to go with this Let's Play. I want to kind of leverage some of the things that are available here on the Premium Expansion, and I don't know, maybe I should think about getting the soup factory at some point. Definitely if we're gonna get so much crop that we'd overwhelm the preserved goods, but I don't think we're gonna have enough to do that. You know, we only got the one field of each, and I think that looks like I think we'll get probably close to 100,000 liters off of each of these fields of each of the crops, but I think it'll fit in that facility. So once we expand and have more fields, maybe that's something we need to think about doing, but right now I don't think it's a problem. For this year, this season, we should be all right. I don't know how much longer we'll keep doing this one. I'm thinking maybe kind of like Bali Spring. We did 50 episodes of Bali Spring, and I wanted to establish the dairy and get that running. I wanted to get baby animals. That happened. So here, you know, once we get the potato processing plant up and running, we get through, we do another season of vegetable harvests here. Maybe that'll be time to start going and think about moving on. So let's get this guy. Do I need to adjust where I'm at? I don't know. This is gonna screw everything up, I think. Let's see what happens. That's our guy. Let's go. It's not, you know, like the stone picker. You interrupt the stone picker with a worker, and who knows what's going to happen. Look, he left a row, at least visually. I don't know if this is going to work out for us or not. Yeah, the stone Just looking at him and doink right into the pole. With the stone picker, if you interrupt him and then he gets to the end of the field, he could turn left, he could turn right, he may go over the ground he already went over. So we got a partial, I don't know if that's visually and it'll be fine. We'll just pick them both up as we go along. Hey, moving a little bit. What's your, let's see. He's stopped. He's going. He's stopped. He's going. I don't know what he's doing. What's he doing? He's going slow. Now he's going fast. Where's he going? What's he doing? And now he's stopped for a unknown reason. Okay. And we'll hop in. I'll come back and whoa. Maybe if I back him up to here, we can get going again. And maybe that'll work. Okay, I'm looking down at my heading here. I want to be going due east, so I want to be going 090, so I want to get it close to that. I'm a little close to the trailer too. I'm going to try and get, Of course, he'll pick it up once he gets going. So it looks like the beginning of the furrow, it doesn't look like the vegetation's dropped on here, so maybe I want to get this part. I don't know. Let's get the worker lined up and let's get him started, and then we'll hop in, back the trailer up underneath. Hopefully this will work. Yep, there we go. On the way. Got the red beets coming. Again, so yeah, this gets really long. I think the challenge with this map, this Let's Play, is the fields, it's sort of like Missouri Farm, where the fields are so large and it takes forever to do anything in a field. In this, the fields aren't necessarily large, but the process of harvesting one row at a time takes absolutely forever. So it's very similar in the same vein in that it takes a long time to do a particular job, which makes it kind of more challenging in the editing process, if you know what I mean. To try and keep it fresh and keep it interesting. I just got to get better at kind of managing how I edit and do the production of these videos to try and help keep you engaged. You know, I play for me, but I share it with you. And I do have to try and be cognizant of making the effort to make it enjoyable for you. So let's do another time lapse. Okay, that's another trailer full. What do we get? 22,000 liters every time we do this? So, release the worker. Back it up a little, make sure we don't miss any. That might be what's throwing it off when he starts. I hope not. Anyway, let's get this over to our production facility. So that time, I don't know if you noticed. Well, you probably did. I tried to put in some selective jump cuts in the time lapse to make it a little bit shorter, just so it's not too overwhelming. I mean, it takes about what, a little over 3 minutes in a time lapse, full time lapse, unedited, to fill the trailer, and that's a time lapse at 8 times speed, so that's probably about 20-25 minutes of work for me in real life. So we're going to drive this up there. This is taking a long time to make this episode because I'm actually a day later now. We're done in this part, just because of the time required to do some of this stuff, and I just don't have it. So you'll have to forgive me if I try and cut this one a little short. I want to put this episode behind me because this is not the way I prefer to do it. Pull in here. Deliver our red beets. I do like this production, you know, canning. Canned goods. So if this is the third time we've been here, that means if it's 22,000 per trailer, we put in like 66,000 liters so far. I think we'll probably get close to 100,000, better than 100,000 off the field, but I think the production's going to be able to handle it. We're going to go around the building. We're going to see if we got a pallet over here. I'm pretty sure we should. I think we almost had a full one when we started up the production. I think they're 2,000 liters, and I think we're up around 1,500. I see one right there. Yep. So we got one pallet of preserved beetroot ready to go to sell it. So we've got income potentially getting ready to start coming in. The quicker that will produce it. The next in-game month is kind of fixing to be somewhat monotonous, I think. I don't know. The processes are going to look all the same. We're going to be using the same vegetable harvester to pull the parsnips up and also the carrots. So it's going to look very similar, other than what color of crop is going into the trailer. I don't know if it makes it particularly that much different from anything else. I suppose, you know, if you're using a, you know, regular header on a combine, you know, you could be doing wheat, barley, soybeans, canola, sorghum, anything. It just looks a little different going in. Has a little different texture, so I guess in that sense it's not that much more monotonous, I guess. So we'll hop out, we'll get the order started, we'll get rolling again. And off we go, ready to do some more. So yeah, I'll spend the next 25 minutes doing this and we'll put together a time lapse for you so it doesn't last quite as long for you. I logged into my Gmail account for the first time the other day in a long time, and apparently some of my music selections won't allow me to monetize the videos, so hopefully that's not what's going to happen here. But let's pick up where we left off. And start another time lapse. Was it? That dance music, that club music kind of. Yeah, let's let this guy go here. So what, this will be 88,000 liters we put into the production, right? Something like that. Let's get this over there. I do love this Fiat. I think it's got good cab visibility when you look around. Don't need that map up there. You can see the sides pretty good when you're trying to approach an intersection. Except for that, what would that be, a B pillar? I think so, yeah, the B pillar there is a little thick, but for the most part, you have pretty good visibility. There are other tractors that do not have this good of visibility for the in-cab stuff. I don't do a lot of in-cab driving. I don't know, what do you think? Do you prefer the out-of-cab or the in-cab? I've got a problem sometimes doing the out-of-cab stuff, especially when I'm actually doing the farm work, because I get too focused on making sure I'm getting the coverage or, aligned appropriately, and I don't take the best cinematic angle for making the videos, and it doesn't necessarily look as good because you're seeing just ground. I gotta try and remember, try and keep sky, in the top quarter or third of the frame, and then you get more of an appreciation of the map and the scenery, and it just looks better. But and it makes the game more enjoyable for me too, if you get to see all that scenery too. It's hard sometimes not to get distracted, and then you're missing all the fine details. We're gonna run over here, pop in, check on the production. How are we doing? Look at that. So it seems to be chugging through pretty good. I don't know. I'm gonna swing around and see if another pallet showed up. maybe I didn't put in as much as I thought, and it's getting through it at a reasonable rate. I don't know, but the faster this comes out, of course, that's one more thing we'll have to do, is to go sell the stuff too, while we're trying to harvest as well. So yeah, it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Got a lot of competing interests for a time now. It's just still the first pallet's still the only one there. So it's what? It's almost lunchtime. I think we're going to make this episode a little shorter than usual just because of the technical difficulties we've experienced in production. And try and put this one behind us so we can get back on schedule with our videos. It just, I don't know, coming back in and overdubbing, for me, doesn't work real well. It's just a little, it's not what I'm accustomed to. I've been doing this for a while now. I'm doing it the other way. And again, you know, I don't consider myself a traditional YouTuber like a lot of these guys. I'm doing this for me. I'm playing for me, and I'm sharing it with you, and I hope that you enjoy watching me make some of the decisions I make and watch me try and build and develop my farms. But yeah, I'm not doing the mission to Mars like like Mr. Sealy P. So it's almost lunchtime, so we're gonna go eat. First thing we're gonna do, but first we're gonna swing into the store here and check the used machinery sale, even though we really shouldn't be buying anything, but we don't want to miss out on an opportunity. So let's see what we got over here. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Is that a, well, it's got to be a base game, but was it like a DLC? I don't know. Cultivator. And it only requires 120 horsepower. That's well, it's 3 meter. What's it going to do for me? Nothing really. I mean, I got my disc harrow, so it's not something I need. But that's cool. All right. So I think we'll just head back over and grab something to eat. Scoot across the road here. Oh, good God. What did I just say about the visibility that I had? That's incredible. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me here on Zielonka Farming Simulator 22, the Premium Expansion. And come back next time. We'll finish this up and do some other things. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you don't subscribe yet, why not? Don't cost nothing. See you this afternoon.
PlayStation